Hazelight Studios' Split Fiction is a stunningly ambitious co-op game that never stops throwing ideas at you, sometimes to its benefit, sometimes to its detriment. In many ways, it's the studio's boldest visual and mechanical effort to date, bursting at the seams with creativity and spectacle. But like an overstuffed short story anthology, it can occasionally trip over itself in its rush to impress.
Wait, are we back in your story again?
Yeah, but it's not the same one as earlier.
The setup is undeniably unique. Mio and Zoe, two wildly different authors, one a cold, structure-obsessed sci-fi writer, the other a whimsical fantasy novelist, get mentally trapped inside a neural simulation that fuses their works into a single chaotic world. Their only path forward is to collaborate and finish the story together, even as their clashing styles reshape the world around them. It's a brilliant concept on paper, and in motion, it becomes a non-stop ride of wild tone shifts, gameplay experiments, and visual mashups. Mechanically, Split Fiction is constantly in motion. Every level reinvents the rules. One moment you're swimming with electric eels, the next you're flinging magic at your partner and turning them into a chair, and after that you're in a zero-gravity train heist. It's fun, no doubt. As a co-op experience, it's solid gold. Clever puzzles, wild mechanics, and that classic Hazelight friction that forces real communication between players. The pacing is fast and the ideas keep coming, which makes it feel like a carnival ride at times. Thrilling, surprising, and definitely not boring.
Careful! Whoa! It's a gravity whip.
What are you doing up there? What kind of a revenge story is this?
It's very simple and straightforward. We are cyber ninjas hunting down the boss of the SRI crime syndicate.
In what world is any of that simple?
But the flip side of that speed is that very little has time to land. Unlike It Takes Two, which introduced mechanics and let you grow into them across a level or two, Split Fiction tends to yank ideas away as soon as you get comfortable. The rapid shifts can be exciting, sure, but they also undercut any real depth or mastery. It's all sizzle and sparkle, great in the moment but hard to hold onto afterward. There's a bit too much dip on its chip.
That's some nasty low-res wedges.
The environments lean into that same philosophy, dazzling on the surface but oddly hollow once you look closer. Yes, Split Fiction is a graphical showpiece, easily one of the best looking Unreal Engine 5 games to date. The textures are lush, lighting is dramatic, and transitions between visual styles are jaw-dropping. It loves to show off, and to be fair, it has every right to. But while the levels look gorgeous, they often feel like set dressing. Most areas are linear and purely aesthetic, without much to interact with or discover. Compared to It Takes Two, which was full of quirky minigames, weird little interactions, and funny asides that made exploration joyful, Split Fiction discourages you from stopping to poke around. You just keep moving forward, fast, until it's over.
Over there, Zoe! Another side story!
Camera design doesn't help. The frequent pulled back perspective, likely meant to showcase the environment, can make puzzle solving harder than it needs to be. In several spots, it's hard to read what the game wants from you, simply because the visuals, while beautiful, overwhelm the clarity of interaction. The graphics occasionally get in the way of the gameplay, which is a frustrating trade-off in a game so driven by quick thinking and communication. And then there's the story, clearly aiming for emotional resonance, but landing somewhere closer to messy than meaningful. The idea of two creators learning to work together is compelling, but the game's narrative through line lacks cohesion. There's a constant feeling that it wants to say something deep about creativity, authorship, and empathy, but it struggles to land those punches. The floating bubbles that read your mind, for instance, are just weird enough to be intriguing, but just vague enough to feel untethered from any grounded logic.
I won't do it! I won't do it!
Please return to your platform, ma'am.
I can't do this.
Calm down, return to your platform.
I won't do it, okay?
We cannot shut this down now. Do you understand? You have to proceed.
No! No! I said I'm out!
It doesn't help that the dialogue is hit or miss. Zoe and Mio have some strong exchanges, and their character arcs are filled with potential, but compared to Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, which remains Hazelight's tightest, most focused emotional narrative, Split Fiction just doesn't stick the landing. It has sparks of brilliance but no strong through line, and the final act, while visually memorable, doesn't deliver the kind of emotional catharsis it's clearly aiming for.
I don't want to stay here, Zoe. I want to leave.
Then let's do that.
And yet, for all of its flaws, Split Fiction is still incredibly entertaining. It's a game that constantly surprises, challenges, and delights in showing you something you haven't seen before. It may not have the mechanical longevity of It Takes Two or the emotional power of Brothers, but it's a celebration of what Hazelight does best: co-op experiences that are playful, experimental, and deeply collaborative. You may not remember every puzzle or plot point, but you'll remember the feeling of figuring something out together, mid-chaos, yelling across the couch. If nothing else, Split Fiction proves that Hazelight is still swinging for the fences, and while not every swing connects, you've got to admire the ambition. If the game's brevity opened up to be something a bit more worthy of some sort of connection between the game and the players, maybe the engagement would be more noteworthy. Not every story needs to be told at breakneck speed. Nonetheless, Split Fiction is a really fun game and is sure to bring delight to the participating co-op partners.
Nope, and I can't wait to show you.
I give Split Fiction a 7.5 out of 10.